Hi, hi YouTube. It's me, Virginia. This is my new YouTube channel. Merry Christmas to everyone out there in the world. This is the channel where I'm gonna be reviewing noise, noise music. Uh, and I'm just gonna start right off the bat with, the classic, the OG, the entry, the staple, and that is Merzbow's Pulsedemon. And people may say, you, Virginia, you are a basic Starbucks latte consumer if you do your first review on Pulsedemon. But shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Austin. Okay? Who names their child after a fucking U.S. city, major city to state? Okay, Austin. So I'm gonna be reviewing this album. I'm gonna be giving my thoughts of it. I've already listened to it a bunch of times, so I think I'm qualified to listen to talk. So it's Merzbow it's basically its first album. It's his first album in the U.S. scene, and it's not as harsh as Venerology, but still has that kind of that chaos that gets me going with his other Japanoise works. It's not as varied as some of his other stuff, but it's still it's really good. I listened to it on loop because I have okay, when I went to bed, I have to sleep standing up. That's my condition. I sleep in a sling, and it positions me at a 45-degree angle relative to the ceiling. And I listened to it, and I had a dream. I had a dream, and in the dream, I saw John. What's his fucking name? John Bois. Bois or Bois? I don't know. Is he French? Jean Bois. I saw Mr. Bois. And if you don't know who he is, he's a great sports writer. You've probably heard of him before. He writes stories about, like, what if he had football, but there's no football. There's no football players. There's no foot field. There's no nothing. And then what would happen? What would happen if you do that? And he shows a bunch of stats, a bunch of graphs, and then he makes you cry. He makes you cry your eyes out of your sockets. He's really great guy. I saw him at the supermarket once. I saw him at the supermarket. He was buying a lot of soup. I saw him there. I was a couple registers over. But you know what? I could have come over there. I could have said, Mr. Bois, that's a lot of soup there. Why do you have so much soup? But I didn't ask him that. I could have. But you gotta respect people's privacy. Respect their life. And he probably gets requests. He probably gets questions about why he consumes so much soup on a daily basis. So I didn't do that. Because that is that's disrespectful. So I just kind of looked at him as he's loaded up on soup. So anyway, that's Jan Bois. That's Jan Bois. I saw him in my dream. He wasn't Jan Bois. He didn't look like how he normally looks. He's a dodecahedron. He's a dodecahedron. And each face of the dodecahedron is covered in his stretched out face of Jan Bois, and he comes up to me, this rotating, beautiful platonic solid, and he says to me, Virginia, you gotta look up, at the ceiling. And then I wake up, and I'm like, oh damn! And at this point, I looped the album. That was only like an hour long, so I was listening to it, and I look up at the ceiling, and I see myself. Also suspended 135 degrees from the ceiling, looking up at me. But this is a different me, it's all twisted, it's refracted, it's like it's underwater. Something's wrong. So the other me turns to me, and he says, you gotta run. You gotta run far away. So that's what I did. I woke up, and I wasn't there on the ceiling anymore. But I did. I went out the door. I didn't even grab my shoes. I just ran. I ran, and I didn't look back. I ran all the way to the sea. But I couldn't. I can't swim. So then I went all the way back. And that's how I got here. So this album means a lot to me. It means a lot. It's got a lot of sentimental value, and that's why I really enjoy it as much as I do. Anyway, that's my review.